Right, hello everyone. Welcome to WAOF1. We are at Imola for round 8 of the championship. I've been at Imola more times in the last 2 weeks than I have ever done it before in my life, I think. It always produces a spectacle. Sometimes that spectacle is one incredible race, which is what I'm hoping for tonight. Other times it could be a bit of a safety car one, but I'm not expecting that tonight at all. So we will be heading here for full qualifying, 50% race. %50 race is 32 laps. So it's a reasonably long one. It's evening Gonzo, sweet. Thanks for joining, man. Are we missing things? It's supposed to be a full grid. We've got one missing, haven't we? Good to see Daguna in there making his debut tonight. Good luck, Daguna. Gaz is in. It's going to be an interesting one. Good to see Reedy on the grid movement as well this week. Great to see him back. And Snake's on there. We know he's going to be good tonight. Whale is convinced he's going to do well tonight. And he usually does. It kills me to say it, but he usually does. Carsey as well. Great to see on the grid, man. Hey, Snake. I hope you're well, man. Good luck tonight. I'm getting off to the music here. This is great. Oh, that head bob has just made me a little bit dizzy. Stop doing that now. Well, I've just come off another race that I've just done, 6 PM, as I do every week. 6 till 7:30. A little bit late going, actually, so it's a bit less than that. It's Portimao. It was a very good race, actually, this week. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So let's hope WAOF1 follow in those footsteps. So, despite having been here more times in the last 2 weeks than I probably ever have been before, not much I can say. It's a very bog standard strategy. It's a medium to hard, hard to medium. You could potentially do a soft to hard, but there's no real gain in doing that, so there's no real point. There is a safety car risk the whole race through because there's so many corners that's or curbs, should I say, that can potentially spin you out around here. Some places the walls are quite far away, some places are quite close in, so it's a bit difficult, even in movement. Yeah, good luck to you too, man. So, say full qualifying, so Q1, qualifying 1, we'll see the top 15 go through. So qualifying 2. So I'm just not sure. I'm not sure who we're missing. We're missing one driver, but I can't. It's very hard to pick one driver out who we might be missing. Oh, someone in chat knows who it is. It is frustrating because you got reserves that wants to drive, and if people don't tell you they're not turning up, then you don't know. Oh, operator, really wet race. That's not what I wanted to hear. Oh well, we'll have to make do. There's a Haas off already. That's Gonzo. Never mind. Has he actually damaged himself, or no? Looks like he's all right. He just needs to be a bit careful on these tyres while he heats them up in a way. But anyway, let's see who was first then. It's a Alpha, so it is indeed Cool by the Pool. Is it Danny who's missing? Or is he not supposed to be driving this week? Hang on, if we just got some random joined, who's BRT, JC? Oh, he's left in 08, that's alright then. So with Cool by the Pool, he's got a couple of drivers behind him. I don't know why they're getting so close to him. Well, the Haas driver's coming in the pits in a way. At the, what looks to me like an Alpha Tauri behind. Might get a distant tow. Alpha Cool. Won't be much of one, to be fair, if he does. Cool then. I'm pretty sure I've done a heli hot lap with Cool before, so that's why I'm not jumping doing it straight away. Try and choose a driver that I've not done it with before, ideally. There's going to come a point where I just can't remember, so... Little mistake there from Cool on the exit of the hairpin. Just caught a bit of curb, which made him oversteer. Come down to the... I forget the name of this corner. I'm sure it starts with M, but easily the most difficult corner on the track. This chicane that you're coming up to, you've got to take a lot of curb on the first part to be able to get a good exit. Cool does take that very nicely, actually. Very good. So that's the final couple of corners. We'll get to see what sort of target time he lays down. As we know he made a mistake out of the hairpin, but other than that, the laps looked pretty healthy. So 1:17.4, and I think that will probably be good enough to see him through. We'll have to see. Right, who's on outlaps? Let's have a look. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Wales on an outlap, and I'm pretty sure I've not done a hot lap with him before, so we'll ride with our boss man tonight. Mooman's gone P3, 17.6, fastest Dean Bryce on a 17.1, Gaza 17.6, and Liam Ash has just gone in 17.2. Oh, Gonzo! Gonzo's retired. He is out. I didn't see where that happened. So anyway, on board then with Whale as he comes around to start his first flying lap. So DRS opens up just before the start line. Just basically keep it planted to the right. Through the left in the second part, then back over to the right, ready for the first chicane of the lap. Be a bit careful if you take out much curb on exit, but it was pretty good. Flat out through the left, then into the second chicane. Keep it over to the left in the first part. Open up the steering on the right. So it opens up the entry to enable you to open up the steering to take the best speed you can into the hairpin. Again, kind of take a bit of a switchback into the hairpin so that you can open up the speed down to this very fast left-hander, down to fifth, but you get on the power so fast you've got to be careful not to invalidate on the outside. Here's the hard one. As you see, flat up for the first part, but quick braking. Well, it's taken out superbly well. Heading up to the chicane now, as I said, it take a lot of curb. There you go. I think that did affect his exit, but he didn't quite get that right. You know, he probably lost 2 or 3 tenths actually coming out of that chicane. Into the first of the 2 left-handers that finished off the lap. All about setting yourself up for the second one, which is all about getting on the power to take you across the line. Keep your car to the right, path of least resistance. 17.042 is fastest of the session so far. Nice lap, Mr. Whale. Sol heading for the line, 1:18.5, puts him into P8. Leary's invalidated. Operator, no, invalidated. Reed, just as I got in on him, he crossed the line. He's done a 16.5 this early in the session. Oh. So, operator started another lap. Daguna's just behind him. Daguna on debut tonight in this league, but I know him from multiple other leagues, and he's a very good driver. You won't see him cause an instance on track. I should never. I'll touch wood, actually. I mean, just touch wood. But he's got a decent pace about him as well. So I'd say he's very similar to myself, actually. So. Right, very nice through the right-hander. You see, took an awful lot of curb on both parts of the chicane, and actually surprised me a little bit because it's not invalidated him. And actually, usually, if you take a bit of curb on that, on the second part, or a lot of curb like he did, it usually invalidates you. But didn't there, so on he goes, head to the line. What sort of time can he set? It's a 17.3, so goes P5, just ahead of his teammate. So, Cool will automatically know now that his teammate this evening is a good driver. He'll be pleased with that. Let's go back down then. Leary, unfortunately invalidated again. Operator's off track. Carsey's on an outlap. Snake's on an outlap. Don't think anybody else is on a hot lap at the moment. Hey, Dagooner. And, oh, Gonzo, you have a quality ban. My apologies. I did actually know that, but it slipped my mind. Yeah, fair play. Right. It's a bit of a big gap at the moment, separating Strady in 10 to Sol in 11. 6/10 separating those two positions. So, obviously we know then that we're going to lose Gonzo through the quali ban, so that means we'll lose 3 other drivers tonight in Q1. Carsey then is on a lap. It's right on board. Carsey did warn us that this is his favourite track. Did he say favourite or fastest? Whichever way round, it's a worrying statement from Carsey. He's won the last 2 races. He's going for the hat-trick tonight. So, head to the line. And 1:15.9. Oh my goodness. It's on 6/10 faster than Reed, who's 5/10 faster than third place Whale. It's only Q1, boys. Calm down. Racing J into the pits. Sol was improving. No, did improve. My apologies. He did improve to a 17.9. Got ahead of Strady. Somebody else jumped up then. I'm not sure who that was. It was an Alpha Tauri. So. It was Snake. 1:17.0. Right then. Well, we've got a couple of outlaps going on. 4 actually. And by the looks of it to me, I think the man we're with now, Corporal Arsehole, is next across the line, so we'll stick with him. Oozers forgot we were racing? Oh, Oozers, because the new FIFA's out. What? Oh. I'm just going to say, why do people play FIFA? It's the same game every year. Just with the players in the correct teams each year. That's what they do. I know that'd be a very unpopular opinion, but it's true. So, Corporal Aerosol, anyway, currently sat in P15 with a PB of 19.8. You can be very much assured, as Carsey retires from the session in the pits. Feels he's done enough. Yeah, I think I can safely say that. Corporal Arsehole definitely able to improve on what he's managed so far. Coming through sector 2, he's almost 3 temps up. So across the line, improves by 1/4 of a second. It keeps him P15, but just improves his time slightly. Leary then looks like he's going to get his first time on the board. PC man. He heads to the line. It's 1 minute 19.9. So again, he will stay P16, but has that time on the board now. So puts him ahead of Gonzo. Operator. A very slow lap. I'm not sure what's going on there. Anything else really started? He's slightly up in sector 1. Where's Moomin then? No, Moomin had just done his lap. He's actually gone to a 17.0 just ahead of Snake. I think that's right. I think I've got a little bit of a timing glitch going on at the moment. It happens with crossplay, unfortunately. It means that where it says you can see a couple of drivers on outlaps, they start disappearing. Every so often they just disappear, even though they haven't started their full lap yet, and it gets confusing. So Reed hopefully wasn't held up there. Oh, an operator's out. Operator has crashed, coming out of the corner after the first chicane. So he will be out. That does mean that both Haas are likely to be starting from the back of the grid. So Reed then went down to a 16.2, so he improved. There was Operator's car, just about so. I think Arsehole might be going again here. Just going to double check, stick with him to the end of sector 2, see if he's improving or not. Obviously Q1 very much about the guys sort of down towards the end of the field, back of the field. I actually missed the sector 2 time. I said we'll see how he's doing over sector 2, and then forgot to actually look up. So we'll just stick with him. So heading for the line now. No, into the pits. Okay. Who we got here? This is Reed, who's already done his lap. Car ahead of him is Gaza. But no, not improving. In fact, getting ready to start a lap, I would say. By the way, he went over to the left. So let's ride with Gaza then, for the first time tonight. Oh, there's been an incident ahead of him. Not an instant, my apologies. The Alfa Romeo was just super aware of Gaza coming down on his lap, so starting his lap and slowed right down out of the way. I think I'm 90% sure that Alfa Romeo was the Gooner. Gets cool by the pulls on a lap at the moment. So I don't know if Snake's listening at the moment, but would you by any chance know another guy called Rog? I think his name is V3F1 Rog. Or is it VRF1? I don't know. Old timer, good racer. So Gaza then heading for the line. Does he improve? He does to a 17.0, which puts him P7. And we have Whale, Moomin, Gaza, Snake, and Stroudy all on 17.0s. It's unreal. 5 drivers on 17.0s. Let's go then to the Gooner, because we know he was behind. Oh, so it looks like... Well, you users didn't realize or forgot we were racing tonight because of the new release of FIFA. Is he still playing that or something? Has he just joined the lobby and gone back to FIFA? Or is he having some dinner? Eating some haggis or something? So the Gooner at the right hander. Just cut this where you come up to the end of sector 2. So I remember to watch this time. So he's just over half a second down at the moment. But was it the Gooner? I think I said had a bit of a bad exit out there. So that may have been... Was that WAO? I can't remember. It was one of them. Let's just keep an eye on away. See if we can make that time up. No, into the pits he comes, so clearly he hadn't. Right, who else we got then? This is Gaz, who's on a in lap. And this is Corporal Arsehole. So Gaza gets herself well out of the way. As Baz retires from the session. And Corporal Arsehole improves, I believe, or was that an outlap? See, I have no idea. It's messing about again. I think actually it was a... Oh, I don't know. Let's just watch him through sector 1. We'll probably get an idea then. But the good news for Corporal Arsehole is that he is through. The 4 drivers behind him will take no further part. So we're going to lose Leary, Operator, Gonzo, Oozers, who didn't come out on track. You do know him, Snake, yeah. Yeah, he's good driver. Good driver. Chewing on some haggis, I imagine. There you go. I said that without looking at your comment as well. You might be watching the Scotland game like I am. Why? Why? I know you're Scottish, but why? You want to watch a proper team like Jamaica or something? Reggae boys. Right. That's the end of qualifying 1. So, I will just confirm. See no penalties through the session, so no grid penalties. But we do lose then Leary, Operator, Gonzo, and Oozers. Good news, Gonzo, you're not starting from the very back because Oozers is too lazy to come out the garage and put a time on the board. So there we go. There's any instance just in case they're needed. Don't think there will be. Well, car seat looking scary because something tells me that that's not even a lap where he's tried that hard. I hate to tell you. Reed looking great as well. And whoever it was in third, I didn't see who it was, so my apologies. But Q2, we're more likely to see proper times from people. So I won't take too much stock at the first runs of a lot of the guys because they will probably put a time on the board with the used tyres from Q1 to start with. Oozers for Paul. Oh, he didn't come out. Saves us from hunting brackets. Fair enough. Are they actually playing later against Argentina, the Gooner? There you are, you can watch them as well then, Brycey. The Reggae Boys. Who's a good driver? Snake. Well, Snake is definitely a good driver, Mr. Whale. That's why he won the poll I put out earlier on saying who do you think will finish higher tonight? You or Snake? But, no, Rogers as well, I have to admit. He had one silly moment that actually led to him being removed from the league. I was in with him, which was our RF1, but every other time I was on track with him, he was an absolute gentleman. Excuse me. Corporal Arsehole then, first out on track, so struggled a bit through Q1. See if he finds his rhythm, like the reggae boys. In the rhythm, in the rhyme. I know that's called runnings and that's bobsled, but hey. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Da, 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 da. It's bobsled time. So, Corporal Arsehole. He's only come out, so I got to keep saying his name, isn't he? Let's be honest. Comes out first, just so I got to keep saying his name on the first lap. Here he comes then, across the line to get us underway in Q2. Now, as I said, you may find a lot of the guys, particularly the guys that may sort of qualify middle of the pack somewhere, may well use their Q1 tyres in order to just get a time on the board as a bit of a target. Top guys might go for a new set straight away just to get themselves through and retire so they got a moment to themselves before going into Q3. All look pretty good so far. It's down to the chicane. It's not bad, but it's not great either. The reason I say that it's so important to nail that chicane, if you don't get it right, it does cost you like 3 tenths, which is a large chunk of time in F1. He heads to the line in a way, and well, 1:18.4 is a big improvement from where he was, Corporal Arsehole, so that's a good lap. Big improvement on where he was in Q1, so well done. Sol 17.8, 17.0 for Dean Bryce. Oh, who did I just miss then? Snake 17.7. There's Gaza, he's quite early on. Whale goes fastest 16.8, so Whale's into the 16s. Moomin heads up to P3 on a 16.9. The Gooner as well, he's into the 16s on a 16.9. So see, it's like you suddenly start seeing proper laps coming out. I'm sure somebody else went up there. That Racing J just went up there 46.9, so clearly didn't get a clear lap in. Liam Ash 17.2 in the McLaren. Gaza goes fastest 16.7, so that's a huge improvement from him. Stroudy, is he on his way? No, he's just crossed the line to start a lap. Reedy, let's go with him then. He's further around than Stroudy, so now Reed's coming up to this chicane. Look how much curb he took into the first part of that chicane. It's huge. Huge amount of curb. I'm not sure the exit was perfect. I shan't lie. Didn't look perfect, but that's what I meant when I said you got to take a lot of curb. So here he comes then. Oh, he nearly takes the bollard to the pits out. 15.8. Well, he's gone on terms with Carsey from Q1. The only thing, as I say, I think Carsey's got an awful lot left in him. Stroudy then. First time we've seen him tonight. Oh, we just drifted outside the white line. And invalidated. What would he have done? He would have done 16.710, which would have put him P2 just ahead of Gaza. So it would have been a good lap as well. RC heading into the final two corners. It's a yellow flag out. 15.2 from Carsey. I told you, his time trial time, off the top of my head, I think it's 14.5. So he might have another attempt for two in him. I don't think you're going... you normally find people are about half a second slower in qualifying for a race than they are on time trial. Bear in mind, we've been told that this race is wet, so if that's the case, they may not be running proper qualifying setups. So, isn't on a proper, he's invalidated, okay. Anybody else cool by the pool? He's early in the lap, but he is on a hot lap. Saying that, did Stroudy go again because he's coming through the final corner? Oh, he's invalidated again. So back to cool by the pool then. Now heading up to the chicane. So he's just see the... Oh, I'm just starting to lag about a little bit here. You can see the difference in the amount of... How he took a lot less curb than Reed did. Out of the final corner then, it's looking good. Yeah, 1:17.1, which puts him P9. So, certainly not safe on that. You definitely need to come out again. Looks like Gaz has decided he's safe on the 16.7. Unless he returned on track. I didn't see that. I don't think he did. And I'm inclined to say he's probably right, to be honest. But P10 at the moment is a 17.2. So very tight. Apart from the top two who are sort of off in a world of their own at the moment, particularly car seat. P3 though, which is Racing J now, so he's gone up to P3, 16.7. Yeah, so from P3 and to P10 is mighty close. So who's on laps now then? Newman's just started a lap. Stick with Newman. Oh, why is he not racing? So Oozers isn't racing now. Why is he not racing well? Operator, you say it's low to mid 17s. I think it's already low 17s, so it's already on 17.1, so I think you might have to sneak into the 16s. But Moomin not improving, and it's okay, he's not going to hit a wall or anything, but he is round. So, let's find someone else. Liam clearly going slow there. Stroudy. Well, we saw that Stroudy would have done a 16.7. He'd have done 16.710, so we would have gone ahead of Gaza, but just behind Racing J. He's starting his lap, so there you go. See it in the top right, look, the 16.710, that's from his previous attempts. But unfortunately that was invalidated. Arsehole is into the pits, so he's actually behind Stroudy on track. Liam Ash is well down. Sure. I think that's it, so actually we may as well go back to Stroudy. Absolutely no idea. Okay, mate. We want oozers. Rowdy. See a lot of curve as well. So, heads to the line. Can he match his previous attempt? Pretty much. Goes P4. Still just ahead of Gaza, just behind Racing J. It's slightly slower than his first attempt, but that is good enough. Oh, who's that then? That was Mr. Whale. Into the pits. Now it's going to start his lap. So, now, Liam. Yeah, he's 3 temps up through Sector 2. So he's heading into the 116s. Oh, the exit is just about holds on, doesn't invalidate. And he does go into the 16s, so 116.894, that puts him into P8. That means P10 is now a 116.9 by Moomin. Exceptional qualifying this. So, sure here, is Stridey going again here? No. No, he's into the pits, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. The Gooner, 116.736, nips ahead of Gaza. So he was already in the top 10, so he's not knocked anybody out. Amazingly, right now, Dean Bryce is on the verge. In P11, that's not something you're used to seeing. He's on an out lap at the moment, so clearly building up to doing a lap, as is cool. So I think they're all pretty close to each other actually, aren't they? So, yeah, so Stoll is just behind Dean. I wonder if he's going to try and get... Oh no, he's into the pits, okay. So let's go back to Dean. So here we go. Yeah, absolutely, Baz. Operator, Carsey definitely can. I'm reasonably sure his time trials are 14.5, so he can do it, but it's just so hard to do it in qualifying. Comes out of the right then. Dean heads up to the end of sector 2. He's a 10th up. Now the exit looked nice there. He's definitely still improving. They need to find a bit more in this sector. Right, nice last corner nicely. Heads to the line. 116.6 goes P5. So that knocks Liam Ash out. And Called by the Pool moves into 10th. And Snake is out. Snake, who retired early, thinking he was safe, is out of Q2. So we lose Snake, Liam Ash, Soul, Corporal Arsehole, and Baz the Ninja, who didn't set a time in Q2. And through then is Cool by the Pool, Gaza, the Gooner, Stroudy, Dean Bryce, Whale, Moomin, Rocket, Reed, and Carsey. All through to the pole position shootouts. There was so much strange happening there. No way Dean... Oh no, yeah, he did get across the line before the checkered flag, didn't he? Okay, so we're just waiting for Cool and Dean to either finish their laps or head into the pits. Just note as well that Moomin shot up to P3 on a 16.2. That was mighty close to Gunnar, wasn't it? Ah, oh, dude, you done really well to Gunnar. That is a super, super qualifying session. I cannot believe that somebody on a 16.894 is getting eliminated in 12th position. That is unreal. So, yeah, I mean, the top two do look like they're maybe in a bit of a world of their own at the moment. But as I say, particularly car seat. The fact he's on a 15.2, and I still think he can go faster. Tells you everything. Same with Reed. He can definitely go faster than 15.8. But then from P3, well, P3 to P12 is covered by 0.6 of a second. Which is super close. So here's the confirmations. We can also confirm no grid penalties, so it's not going to be anybody surprisingly starting further down or anything. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I said P3 to P12, but look at P4 to P12. Covered by just under 4 tenths. It's unreal. So what's that? 9 drivers covered by 4 tenths. Or 8 drivers, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just head down, I quickly nip into the instance. Quickly scroll down to them, just in case, but sure they won't be needed. As we head into Q3 then, so the pole position shootout. Gaza, quickest I've been around Imola, and it almost wasn't enough. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's an absolute pleasure to commentate this. It really is. Hey, Junkie. Junkie Ampla. The Gooners teammate on Sunday. They're boring. I can't say it, Junkie Emperor, but they're boring Ferrari procession to a championship. Go on, Gaza, you got a bit more on you. So, looks like it was probably cooled by the pool, was it? Out first. Was indeed. Sorry if you can hear the wailing in the background, that's my dad. Right then, cool by the pool will be... No, he's not going to be first. Somebody's gone ahead of him. So, who is that? That's an Alpine. That must be Mr. Well, is it? Yeah. Mr. Snake, if you're still out there, listen, you must be shell shocked not getting through on that time. It's unreal. Car seat at the moment, still sitting in the pits. Almost like he wants to see what the others can do before he goes out. So, Mr. Well then crosses the line to start his first line lap of Q3. Head down. Very nice return one. Uh, Nothing to worry about the yellow flag. That was a Red Bull just moving out of, I think, a Mercedes way. It was a team error. So mad, like Leclerc France mad. That is mad. That is really mad. I know other leagues at that time would have got you through into Q3 by over a second. Oh dear. Gotta laugh, otherwise you cry. So here comes Whaley. Yeah, did you see that? He knocked the cone out. That should be a penalty. 16-2-1-8 then from WAO. Nice start. Called by the Pools 16-5-1-4. Gaza 16-8-3-0. Dean Bryce's teammate 2-2-3. Goes P2. And a validation from Dagooner. Racing J heads for the line. 116.5 puts in P4 at the moment. Straddy's coming out the final corner. There is. Oh no, the driver ahead's gone into the pits. So 17-4 for Straddy. Oh, the Gooner spun. Careful. That's actually quite funny. But be careful. Don't want to get him disqualified. Just wait for the Ferrari. Get yourself round. That's it. That's it. Right then, Reedy, who validated the first... Must have invalidated the first attempt. But he's going here. So we'll watch Reedy through to the end. And then as soon as he's finished, we'll switch to car seat. I'm really glad to hear that, Jumpy Emperor. Really glad to hear that. It's good to see you working as teammates, but so far ahead now as Reed does 16-4. Just go down the car seat. Oh, he's invalidated his first run. Okay. Gunnar we saw spin. I think that's it for first runs, really. Let's just watch Reed to the end of sector 1. Nah, he's miles down, so... well, the Gooners crossed the line again, so he's still out there. Gonna have another go. On track at the moment, we've got Reed, Race and Jay both on in laps, definitely. The Gooner is having another go. Actually, my apologies, but I am going to move to Carsey because he's ahead on track, having invalidated his first attempt, and he's invalidated his second attempt. So that will be a pit stop now, ready to come in. And I'd imagine he'd keep enough fuel to be able to do 2 attempts, just in case he invalidates the first. That would be an unreal story, wouldn't it? See him dominate Q1 and Q2 the way he did, and then if he was to invalidate all his attempts in Q3, that would be absolutely unbelievable. So the Gooner heads to the line, and it's a 16-8, so that puts him P7. Let's go to Moomin. Okay, Carsey actually stayed out. I did expect him to pit there, but he stayed out to do another run. That's him in the background. Oh, okay. So Well, Garcia actually appears. I don't know why he's stayed out because he appears to have run out of fuel now. You can only assume he didn't realise he wasn't carrying enough to do another lap. He's not the only one as well. The Gooners also ran out of fuel. So they're going to be limping round to the pits, but they've got plenty of time. Moving in away, comes out the final corner, heads to the line, and his is a 16.2. That puts him into P3 just behind Dean Bryce. Whale currently on provisional pole. Yeah. So these guys heading for the pits, and Racing J is on an out lap. Yeah, team 0, well, yeah, 5 thousandths of a second between you and Well. Sleep close at the moment. And I'd say a massive thank you to everybody watching. Nearly 30 viewers at the moment. It's outstanding. So thank you to all of you. So we're racing Jay. He was the first on an out lap for this final run, so he'll be first to get that run in, so stick with him. He validates his out lap, but obviously that doesn't matter. Let's go on board with him in a way for the hot lap. Here he comes then. So PB at the moment, 16.5 in this session. It's faster than that in Q2. Really good through the first few corners. It's a second chicane. That's good through there. And sector 1, he's actually purple sector 1. And was 700ths up. It's nice through there as well. Keeps it over to the left. Just gains you extra valuable hundredths. Good through the difficult right-hander. Now heading up to the chicane. Actually saw took a huge amount of curb on the first, and he got a decent exit as well. I think he's heading for a really decent improvement here. Yeah, good out the final corner as well. So head to the line, and it's a 1:16 flat, 16.0. That puts in provisional pole for the moment. What else we got? It's cool, that's an out lap. Gaza. 1:16.614, improves by 2 tenths, but stays P7, amazingly. Reed 15.6 goes provisional pole. This is Whale heading for line 16.8, puts him P3. Invalidation from Dagooner. I think Carsey, is he not on an out lap? I thought he was, yeah, he's on an out lap. So, well, I've lost track a little bit of who's on hot laps, so I'm going to suggest let's go to Carsey. So his Q2 time was 1:15.2. His time trial time is 1:14.5, I believe. Before 090 set to 1. There is no more attempts. This is it. That wasn't perfect through there. He's past where he was previously invalidating, so that's good. down to the final 2 corners. Is it going to be good enough? It is. It is. It's 15.076. Oh, I really thought we were going to see a 14 for a moment there. It's close enough. Let's go down the movement. Oh no, he's invalidated. Okay, so that is the end of qualifying. So 1:15.076 from car seat. Takes a dominant pole, although there was a bit of squeaky bum time going on after invalidating 2 first attempts in Q3. It was never in doubt, really. Reed, perhaps the only one that's going to be able to give him a game today. Racing J, brilliant P3. Gunnar on his debut P4 is absolutely superb. Well done to Gunnar. Tell you, with this field and how tight it is, P4 is absolutely superb on your debut, man. So well done. So, well, at the moment, the top 2 in a bit of a world of their own. But look at the gap between P3 and P9. Gaza has done 16.614 to be P10, 3 tenths off the guy ahead. That is absolutely unreal around him and up. But yeah, the gap is literally a quarter of a second separating P3 to P9. This potentially could be the closest race. And we've had some extremely close races this season already, but this could be the closest. Now, I was told earlier it's going to be a wet race. Let's see if that's still the case. We will be taking a break, by the way, guys, so if you do want to get yourselves a brew or whatever, or a can out the fridge, whatever, I'll definitely be getting myself a coffee. But just want to check if it is raining or not. I was told we may be restarting, actually. I'm not absolutely sure. So I think one of the guys that was in the lobby now can't race. So yeah, there's a few names coming up now that are leaving the session. But actually it's a dry start, so let's come out of this in a way. Okay guys, so we're going to restart, and while I do that I'm going to go and get my coffee and everything. But as I say, it's mighty close. I'm looking forward to this. So anyway guys, as I say, go and get yourselves a brew or whatever, and take a good 5 minutes, probably a bit longer, to yourselves, and we'll be back for the start of the race as soon as we're ready. See you in a bit. I'm afraid it's a nightmare track, to be quite honest with you. It's because of the curbs, in my opinion. The curbs are an absolute nightmare. I know you can think, well, they stay in the same place all the time, they don't move about, so you know where they are, but it's just not that simple. They're just so slippery, but you've got to use them. If you want to get a decent lap time around here, you've got to use the curbs. It's, just going to grab my phone back. Okay, so oh dear, okay. Seen that now, Gazette. 2 weeks in a row, Hilly. What? What do you mean I'm muted? I'm not muted. Yeah, I'm not muted. What are you lot talking to me about? If you turn your stream up, you'll be able to hear me. So, we are waiting on... Well, it's going to be waiting for Baz to catch up. And he is a good half a lap behind. So, there's no way he's going to catch up before the end of this lap. So, lap 10 will be under safety car. Fingers crossed it's the last one. And we can get going again. So, as we know, it's not going to come in this lap. I'm going to take the opportunity to refill my coffee, so you can hear me old ting-ting in my spoon. Right, I'm back. Stradley's taking the opportunity to pit again. Let's have a quick look at tyres now. We'll see where we are. Gonzo's on softs. Not sure that'd be the right idea if there's not rain till late in the race. You can tell that there's rain expected because from what I can tell, none of the guys that started on mediums have opted to stop for hards. So that tells us that rain is definitely expected late in this race. jumped 10 places at the start. I won't say that last bit. Yeah, you got off to a great start, mate, but never mind. Right, there's the race control confirmation. Safety car in this lap. So Carsey will lead us away. He has gotten back up into P1, as we know. Still racing Jay and Dean Bryce there as well. Reed's now in P4. Newman P5. So some good races going on here. Leary's doing well. Snake's up a few. So the big pitter there is Daguna. He's opted to go to a fresh set of tyres and he's dropped down to P12 for that. And away we go then as... Oh, somebody was asleep. As Moomin drops down to P6. Oh, we got a spinner. Corporal arsehole. Somebody else is round. There's huge damage there. What has happened? I've lost all my stuff. Somebody else was round. That wasn't Corporal arsehole because somebody's... Oh, it must have been Sol. Sol's out of the race. Yeah, it is Sol. We should get away with no safety car there because they've obviously got the whole lap to clear it. Let's just go to Snake at the moment, who's really close to the back of Whale. So, Ghost Rider, just confirm for me, or anybody out there, that you can hear me now. Oh, definitely, yeah, there's definitely sound. If I turn the stream up on my phone, I can definitely hear myself, so... Oh, just go down a little bit. Something's going on here. It's the Gooner. He's past Leary. He's having a... Well, in the end, couldn't get past Gonzo as well. Oh, and they've... That's Gon... No, that's the Gooner and Leary have made contact. If anything, I would say that was Leary. Looked to me like he made contact with the Gooner, but that's just from that Snake round this time. Imola turning out to be an absolute nightmare right now. He is recovered though and back on track and can get going. Here's a battle. That was Reed having a look at Dean Bryce. Let's stick with these guys for a bit. See if we can get an overtake. Thanks, Killerwell. Thanks, Janky Emperor. I don't know why it was muted. It was definitely not physically muted by me, but no, headphones must have slightly disconnected from the pad or something. Not sure. Gonzo there making up a place on the McLaren of Leon Ash. As Leary has recovered back round to the pits. Snake picks up a penalty as well for his troubles after a spin. Just a moment. Carsey's pulled out 2.3 seconds. And that gap does seem to be increasing. Reed again gets so close to Dean. But this part of the track, there's really not much you can do about it. Dean is out of the DRS range of Racing J, so Rocket Reed will have DRS. He's at this point of the race, he's probably now, just about now, got a tyre advantage as well. It's probably pretty close between the mediums and the hards right now. because of the safety car laps we've done. If all of these laps were race laps, I'd say the hards were definitely better now, but it just looks like Reed just falls back a bit in that last part of the track. So by the time they get DRS down to turn 1, the gap's too big and he just can't get past. Get Gonzo back up to P7. He's flying. In fact, let's go down to him. Still, he's probably about 2 laps away from those softs starting to give up on him. So he's on the back of Whale here. So following well range, we go on board and sort of see. So Whale is outside the DRS2 movement. As you can see, gap at the moment is a bit too big. Is he going to go into the pits? No. The line that Whale was taking in, and that was purely to try and break toe. But, well, the overspeed Gonzo got on Whale there was absolutely unreal. So I would suggest that not only has Gonzo got softs on, but I think he's running a very low downforce as well for this track. Going by that straight line speed then. Which is working great for getting past people at the moment, but he's going to have to do it all again after he pits. As operator is round in the Haas. So I'll lose the session. Picks up a penalty. We've got anything else going on at the moment. Newman and Dean here. So Reed has gotten past Dean into P3 and into the podium places. And that is operator again out of the second chicane this time. His tyres are going to be absolutely lit up at the moment, so he's got to be extra careful as Leary goes past him as well. So into the pits comes Dean Bryce to come off of the medium tyre. So the medium, if there is going to be rain later in this race, the mediums haven't gone far enough for them. It's not the only one. Liam Ashin as well. So they've both gone to hard tyres. There we have it. That one's gone up into P5 now. I know what it is with Gonzo. He desperately wants my driver of the day. He's just trying his hardest. God bless him. Right, can we find a battle somewhere? Well, this is the only potential battle we got at the moment, which is Whale trying to stick on the back of Gonzo. He should be able to do that. The soft tyres have done 8 laps. They should be falling off now. As with most tracks this season, actually, the softs just don't work. Not really. Just don't do enough laps. So Gonzo is in fact, so they were definitely going. So where is he likely to fall down here from this stop? I would say he's going to be somewhere around Dean. It is a long pit stop here. The pit exit is so frustrating. It's unreal. It's such a long pit exit. Just coming down to the line now. There's an Alpha Tauri, but that's Dean on the right hand side now. And as you can see, should go past. He's going to have too much speed. So Dean does in fact go past. So I thought it was going to be close between them, but he is through. Gonzo is now onto the hards. So he's going to have to heat those up. So you would imagine that Dean will pull away from him because he'll have his tyres up to temperature now. Dean will be... Well, he would definitely want to create more than a second's gap, which he's just done. It's actually, I'd be hoping for a bit more than that, probably more like 2.5 seconds. So, just looking elsewhere, have we got any battles? Actually, right now, Rocket Reed to Racing J is actually the closest we've got, which is 9.5 temps. As you can see, Rocket Reed didn't get DRS on that last lap, but he is within range now. So the gap at the moment is around 8.5 temps. Meanwhile, Carsey's over 6 seconds up the road now. Man's on fire. I don't think there's anyone else on the track I'd rather see win today, actually, to be fair, as Dean Bryce makes the move on Corporal Arsehole. And back up into P9 he goes. Now, if this track stays dry, he will definitely not be pitting again, Dean. So, he's flying, actually, Dean. He's on the back of Baz already. Let's stick with him. So I think, as he gets past Baz there. Wow, okay. That's not a usual spot for an overtake at all. Hence why there's not a camera there to see it. It's, well, and Dean's already a second up the road. In comes Moomin off the hard tyres. So again, actually, he's going to be looking somewhere around Dean Bryce when he exits. So he's on his way out on the mediums. And so it is going to be tight. We should hopefully get that camera angle again. There's Dean. And through he goes. I do love that camera angle. That is actually one that Cody's have actually done well. So up into P7 now. So as I say, everybody ahead of him still has to pit again. Apart, possibly, from Stradey. Stradey might not. It'll be interesting to see that. Obviously, if it rains, then everybody will pit again. Gonzo gets past Baz. Oh, he's going to run wide, but he holds on to it enough. He would have got a warning there. As Carsey sets fastest lap of the race on 19-lap-old hards. And into the pit comes the boss man Whale. So there's Dean. Wells on the coming out. But look how long this bit is. Look, well, Dean's going through again easy here. Easily. There he is. And that's Moomin. So Whale comes out P8. Between those two. Look, now Moomin's got his tyres up to temperature. He is closing in on Dean very quickly. So Moomin, well, he will be thinking that he knows he needs to get through on the straight this time round. He can't get stuck behind Dean. Not while his tyres are in the prime. We'll give him a little nudge then. He's exiting out of there so much better. I wouldn't put your nose in there, mate. Oh. Not worth the risk there. Not when you're coming up to a DRS zone on the straight. So here they come then. And this should be a pretty straightforward overtake. Gets DRS now. He's already got speed over on him. And through then into P6 goes Moomin. As I say, there's a big question hanging over the weather. I don't know what the weather's going to do. There's a possibility of rain late in the race. How late, we don't know. Dean picked himself up a penalty there. That could hurt towards the end. Wales now caught him as well. But the other big question... And I don't think it is a question, actually. I was going to say the other big question is whether Australia could get to the end, but I can't see any reason why he can't. Yeah, the hard guys ahead of him, so Racing J and Carsey are still out. They've done 21 laps. Australia needs to do 23, I think. Or is it 24? So, I'm going to see it again. Through goes the Gooner. He moves into P4. And here comes... Well, actually, it looks like he might get out in front. Look how quick they come flying round. So that's... Is Moomin going to appear on our left-hand side? No, he doesn't. So Reed actually gets out ahead of Moomin. And Reed has gone to the soft tyres. So he's only going to take about a third of a lap, roughly, to heat those up. And he will be flying after that. He's going to suffer a little bit with wear in the last 2 laps, but he should create such a gap in that time that it probably doesn't matter. It's just... As these laps tick away, the possibility of rain just gets smaller and smaller, doesn't it? So, well, will Moomin be able to get a run here? These soft tyres may save him from the overtake. We'll see. Oh, God. Moomin's not even going to get close, is he? And now, I would expect Reed to start disappearing. Tyres up to temperature, he's on softs. So the Alpine's having a nice race in 5th and 7th at the moment. I tell you what, those front boys just want to be a bit aware of that. Okay, Racing J's pitted. I missed that, sorry. Racing J is pitted. The Gooner moves into P3, Stradley into P2. In comes Carsey in reaction. He had to react. Racing J's gone onto softs, he would take huge chunks out of him. Where is Stradley? I mean, even if Stradley does get ahead here, she might. Because the Ferrari's got an awful long way to go, hasn't it? It's just in the front, one of the front garages, so I think Stradley's going to get through and lead this race remarkably. But you would imagine that Carsey on softs, the Gooner gets through as well. Is that Gooner? I know the Gooner's into the pits. Okay. Well, it's a Haas, actually, isn't it? So that must be operator. Just confused me there. Yeah, so you'd imagine that Carsey's going to catch and overtake Stradley pretty comfortably. It's only a 3-second gap. Stradley on 15 lap on hards. Racing J is a further 7 seconds back, and I'm going to say now, if Stradley remains penalty free and finishes on the podium, he's definitely getting driver of the day without a shadow of a doubt. Just nipped a movement. He's on the back of Wales. So Wales actually got past Movement. Okay. In fact, he's got past Dean Bryce and then got past Movement, in fact. And Racing J's just picked himself up a penalty, which will help. Stridey even more. Just to say, Stridey, by the way, if you remember back to the start of the race, he actually spun on the first lap and had to pit as well. Making it to what looks like it's going to be a podium. Quite remarkable. Carsey already then gets ahead of Stridey. Oh, Stridey gets back ahead of him. That's not going to last long. Don't come to contact, boys. It would be silly. Very silly. But there we go. Carsey gets it then. And back into the lead of the race. I shouldn't worry too much about it, Stridey. He's going to get DRS off him, which will help for defending against Racing J. But, see the gap way too high, and that I think is Snake. This is indeed. Oh, his tyres are going to be so lit up over that gravel. Not having an enjoyable race so far this evening. As Moomin gets past Whale. And that is Snake still. He actually loses the place there to Operator. Never mind that. Let's go to Whale. Still close to the back of Moomin. I am keeping an eye on the gap between Racing J and Tom. I do hope Stridey keeps this podium. I think he deserves it, quite frankly, after the recovery. Hopefully the fact that he's remained penalty free will aid him in that, as Carty sets the fastest lap of the race of a 16.8. No, not this time for Whale. Any other ones going on? Unfortunately, the sort of mid-pack and down, the gaps grew down there quite quick after the safety car, the last one. So there hasn't been much racing in that sort of area, which is always a shame, because I do like, if possible, to get everyone on the stream if we can. But of course, you've got to go where you've got to at least go to where you think an overtake's likely. So this is Leary. Couple of penalties popping up as we go back to Moomin and Whale, but again this time round Whale at this point looks like he's way too far back. Does still have DRS, so he'll be able to catch back up again. Well, obviously would really ideally like not to use his energy in trying to keep up with Moomin, but just looks like that might be proving a bit difficult at the moment. Oh no, we got a full track yellow, and that's a safety car. It looks like a Snake. We can't see it. It's on the straight there as well. Into the pits. Oh. Yeah, they're all diving in. I hate to say it for Strady, but I don't think he's got much... Well, he has got a choice, because his safety car is likely to stay out and not to the point where there won't be any more DRS. So he does have a choice, and you could see he wasn't sure. But because of the nature of how long this stop is, he really could have fallen a long way down the field then, at least to 7th. At the least to 7th. And I'm just not sure if Liam Ash would have got ahead of him as well. And the Gooner. So, a couple of others taking the option to pit. But they're in a different... Liam Ash has left the session. Hang on. Let's get Liam Ash. So, yeah, it's a difficult one for Tom, because he knows he's likely to get eaten up by people on soft tyres, but the good news is not everybody directly behind him is on soft tyres. Moomin in P5 is on medium tyres that are 10 laps old. Liam Ash in P6 is on hards that are 13 laps old. The 4 drivers directly behind Tom all have penalties. Any changes of positions going on. Right, so Jay gave it straight back. So there will be no more DRS in this race. The safety car will stay out another lap. There's no ifs or buts about that. It will. Oh, Stroudy has picked up a 5-second penalty. Ah, no, hang on. I'm glad I got that on stream, because I think that said ignoring yellow flags. I think that's just giving him a penalty for not letting Racing J back through, but it was Racing J that overtook Tom, so I believe that you'll be able to get that penalty removed. I don't see any reason why not, so just ignore that. And while we're on that, actually, let's get the penalties up then. So he can, yes, I hope he does. Yeah, me too. I think he's done the right thing staying out. For me, purely because there's no DRS, so they are going to be swamping him. There's no doubt about it. They are going to absolutely swamp him. But I still think he's done the right thing. I still think it's better than pitting. So he would have definitely dropped down to P7. Okay, a couple of others pitted behind him, so it would have been P5. So maybe now in hindsight, he'd have been better pitting, because he'd be sat, I think, in P5 penalty free. Ignore the 5 seconds it says he's got. He should be able to get that removed. So actually, he'd probably prefer to be in P5 penalty free at the moment. Let's hope it doesn't matter either way. Let's hope he gets the just through. I think he's my driver of the day in a way. Kirsty's obviously done a great job. But ultimately, the way Strady's gone about it, hasn't let himself get all annoyed after the spin on the first lap. But let's just see what happens. Because the thing is, if I just nip back quickly to tyres, Racing J and Rocket Reed's softs are 8 and 9 laps now. Okay, a couple of those laps under safety car, but they ain't exactly in the prime of their life. They'd obviously be stronger than the hards that Strady's got on, but please don't just throw a silly one. That's what we definitely don't want to see. I suspect, though, that Racing J is probably the only one that maybe knows that Stradey will be able to get that penalty removed. But I'm going to treat, for podium interviews, I'm going to treat it like it's not there. So, I hope, if anybody's wondering, that ghosting car is Corporal Arsehole, who's a lap down. That's why he's ghosting. I would just like to quickly check if Liam... Yeah, Liam's back with us, that's good, so let's get back up. Yeah, as I said, Cole, the two guys behind him, their softs are not fresh at all. They are literally at the end of their life on those tyres. So, oh, there's no room there. Oh, I think Racing J's just lost the end plate. Oh, it's sent Stradey off a bit as well. He's getting absolutely swamped. Look at this. Come on, let's be sensible. Why is a ghosted car a lap down racing in amongst this? Let's use some sense. Racing J's dropped to P9. In all honesty, obviously I don't get the benefit of replays like they do on telly, but I didn't see that. It didn't look to me like Stradey had done anything wrong there. The gap seemed closed. He probably just had to brake it. Being on such worn hards, he probably had to brake a lot earlier. Is all. But anyway, Carsey wins in Imola. This is difficult. Right. Why is it put well up into P2? This is so weird. Carsey wins in Imola. I think Stradey is P2. Because he shouldn't have a 5-second penalty. I don't know why Wales gone launching up there. Is that genuine on penalties or is that a glitch? Well had no pens, so is that genuine? You think he has gone... Yeah, Dean, unfortunately that was that somebody was a lap down. Instead of just slowing down and getting out of the way. No, he didn't call. No, I'll double check this before inviting the people I think should be in with me. I might invite 4 people in to talk to them. Because I think it's going to need to be looked at. And I'm not entirely sure on the positions. Let's just watch the podium as Carsey celebrates a hat-trick of wins, by the way. So congratulations to Carsey. So, Wales was penalty free. If you take 5 seconds off of Stradey, because he shouldn't have that 5-second penalty, so if you take 5 seconds off him, he's plus 3.9, so he would be P2, with Whale P3 and Reed P4. But I am going to invite all 4 of them in, because I can't be exactly sure what's going to happen, but I think we should talk to all of them. So, invite Carsey. And also get a shout out as well for Daguna, who's finished, according to that, has finished P4, maybe P5, but on his debut, fantastic race from Daguna. So well done, buddy. And I've invited all 4. Okay, cheers. So, Stradey, if you can hear, I'm inviting you because I do believe you're on the podium. Genuinely. If the penalty's removed, you are on the podium, and I don't see any reason at all why that would not be removed. So please join the party invite. Mr. Wells with us. Car C is, but he's going for a P. Come on, the other two. Where are they? Reed. Let's invite him again. Invite sent. There's Reed. Well, I wanted Stradey to join as well. No, I don't think that's fair, Gonzo. It wasn't at all. That was there's nothing wrong with a race. Imola is just one of the tracks that safety cars comes out on. It's always been a bad track like that. Excellent, thanks, Garcia. So, first of all, can all three of you include your audio, please?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you all included?
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Right. Well, I wanted Strady in here as well, boys, but he's not joined. So, first of all, we'll go with what the game said in a way. So, Reedy, it's got you in P3. So, congratulations on that, buddy. I'd say I'm not sure about. I don't think Strady should have a 5-second penalty, so I think it's going to get removed. But we'll see about that. But for the moment, it's showing you as P3. Worst case scenario, you might drop to 4th, but it's still a great result. How do things go for you? Seemed like a pretty straightforward race for you. Are you there?
His profile picture is like grayed out. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know then.
Maybe just get him to leave and rejoin, see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can hear
I'll
us.
remove him.
Okay.
Right, I've removed him and I'll invite him back. Right. While we're trying to sort Reed out then, I'll tell you what, we'll go the other way then. So, Garcia,
Yo.
apart from the very start of the race, when Racing J did as usual, launching off the line at 100 miles an hour, and the Gunnar got off to a great start as well. But apart from that, you've basically dominated. Your qualifying performance was phenomenal.
Thank you.
You nearly got a 114 for us, but it's just outside.
Yeah,
we can hear you, Reed. Just
Okay.
about. So just include your audio, mate. All right. But yeah, so other than that, Carsey, it was a dominant race. Clearly see you do enjoy that track. But congratulations. How did you see it? Was it as easy as it seemed?
No, it definitely wasn't easy. It was a good race. It's always been one of my best tracks. But you're always sort of on the limit around Imola. So it was just a case of once I got past Racing J for second, trying to keep consistent in the hard tires. I was able to extend them really long because of the many safety cars. So I was hoping that the other two behind me, Reid and Racing J, would both pit for mediums, but neither of them did for some reason. I was hoping they'd both pit and then I could just pit later for softs and be able to hit an easy fastest lap, but it didn't really go like that. And then obviously safety car at the end. I almost binned it in the second last lap. I had to save a half spin and I was very worried just on the cold tires in sector 1, but apart from that it was a fairly comfortable race.
Good. That's a hat trick of wins now. And 4 overall, isn't it? But 3 in a row, I believe. So, did you just say no?
I think it's.
I got that wrong?
four
I think it
in
is,
a
isn't it?
row. I think it's 4 in a row.
It is.
Is it 4 in a row?
Unless I missed a race, I don't know.
All right, then it's 4 in a row. All right, then it's not a hat trick. Well, it is still a hat trick, but It's a hat trick plus one. Um,
Thank you.
so, um, um, well, that fucks my question up. So let's just move on. Um, in in there, I don't know. I'll come back. I'll move on to Whaley. Mr. Whale, boss man.
Hello.
You proved my poll wrong in a way in the Discord.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Shut you up, innit?
Congratulations. Didn't look on at one point, but you're penalty free, and it's
Yeah.
boosted you up there. It's looking more like a fifth, maybe a fourth or a fifth or something like that. But then obviously the safety car and the penalty free is boosted you up there, and I think it's deserved. You did drive well, so
Thank
well
you.
done. What was it like from your angle?
It was just chaos. I don't know what was going on really. The last lap was a bit odd. People everywhere, just like bloody
Yeah.
bumper cars. But other than that, and the start as well, just couldn't stop for the first corner. My tyres were too cold. Dropped right down and then made my way back through and kept it on the track. Somehow ended up
Yep.
second, so
That's awesome, and
apparently third. I don't know what happened.
I think third. As I say, I don't think that Straddy's penalty would stand for any reason. It was under safety car. Racing J accidentally nipped ahead of him, very slight, like literally by like an inch, and then Strady obviously just carried on, and then it's given the Strady a 5 second for not giving the place up to Racing J, which he shouldn't have to. So I don't think for a second that would need to stand really, but unless you're just mean and you want to keep your P2, of course. Seems you're the boss, but no, just well done, man. You did race very well, so well done. I'm going to come to Reed then. You still there? Bloody live television, guys! I tell you, don't do it. Reed.
Earth to read.
All right.
I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're there.
Lovely.
Okay. God.
But I can't hear you, Hilly.
You can't hear me.
Oh no!
I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you what to ask him, and then you
So
ask
what
Can
I
you
do
hear
about
me?
So
Can you hear me? Right.
excellent. Right. Well, say to him, congratulations on your P3, buddy. Obviously an Alpine 2-3, so as it stands right now, may turn into a P4. But great racing yourself, and just ask him how it went from his point of view, basically.
Okay. Hello. Can
Hello.
you hear me? Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hilly says, "Well done on the podium. Good result for the team, obviously. How did your race go?"
Hilly, ask me a question now.
I've just asked it you from well,
Yeah,
can
I can
you
hear
me?
you now. I can hear you now. I had you on mute.
You had me on mute. That's
Yeah,
a
but-
good idea. Yeah, but mute the interviewer.
He muted
that's-
himself for most of the race, so second week in a row.
Oh, shut up. Yes, Mr. Yeah, so basically, really, as it stands right now, you are on the podium as a P3. Congratulations. You drove a really good race. You qualified brilliantly.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah, I'd say we think that Straddy's likely to have his 5 second penalty removed, which would promote him back up to P2. So that I did try and invite him as well, so he could be involved, but he hasn't joined. So, but anyway, how was the race from your point of view? Plenty of overtakes in there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I made a terrible start, which tends to be my problem, and then I get myself in trouble, and get left behind for a while. So, if I could sort that out, I think I'd probably, be in a better position from the start. So, yeah, I mean, you just have to work on those things. But, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to sit with car seat for too long.
It's hard, isn't it? I mean, qualifying on a 15.0, and it's although race pace is a slightly different thing, it's still incredibly difficult to do it lap after lap after lap continuously. So
I did have a 15.2 in Q3 practice, but you know yourself, when you've got the pressure on you, you can't. It's hard to deliver it. Whereas car seat can deliver it no matter what. So
Yeah.
And
Um,
Racing J, really enjoyed the race with him. Although there was a couple of seconds distance between us, the pace seemed to be pretty equally matched there for the majority of the laps that are spent, behind him. So I enjoyed that, but it was a pity we couldn't get a bit closer. The gap kind of stayed the same.
yeah. Cool. Um, well, congrats to all three of you. I've just had a quick look. My phone has just turned off, but I did just about see that we are at Singapore next week. Um, I don't know what it is, but we seem to be. So I'm racing there tomorrow night as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually in my top three favourite tracks, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Good
What
luck with
about you
that.
guys? Thank you. So, what do you guys think for Singapore? Are we going to see? Oh, Stridey's joining. Hello, Stridey. Right, mate. Just include your audio, buddy. So I'd like to have a quick chat.
Perfect. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Yep.
excellent. So, um, just yeah, I invited you, buddy, because obviously I know the game's drops you down at the end because of the penalty. But that was all caught on stream.
Yep.
So if you didn't get a clip yourself, it is on stream.
Yep.
But I'm 99.9% sure that you should be able to get that removed, which would actually promote you back up to P2.
Hopefully that is.
Um,
Hopefully that is
so
the case.
yeah, I mean, great. It was a great drive. I'll speak to you today because you're just off the podium. I'll speak to you as if you're just off, but
Yeah.
we think you're going to get promoted back up. But you drove an absolutely superb race. I mean, you ended up round on the first lap.
Yep.
Ended up down at the back, a long way off at one point. Obviously, a safety car enabled you to catch back up.
Yep.
But the early switch to hard tyres was a phenomenal switch, and
So originally I started on the
enabled you
hards.
yeah,
First safety car, I pitted to mediums, and then second safety car, I pitted back onto the hards,
okay, and then just saw
and they just went, and then I
position
thought,
after position come to
Yeah.
you, and then all of a
And-
sudden you were leading the race.
and then I saw the safety car come out lap 28, and I was like, it's far too late to box now. So I just stuck it out.
Yeah, we had a little chat on the stream because I said stay out. Somebody else on the stream said go in. It actually, we don't think it would have made any difference in the end because
Yeah.
you stayed out, you've battled there, you stayed within the penalties. So we think that, say that you'll end up P2.
Yeah.
If you'd have pitted, because two others behind you pitted, you'd have come out in P5 in the end.
Yeah.
But because the guys that were ahead of you had penalties and you'd have been on fresh softs,
Yep.
you'd have probably still ended up P2 as well. So
Yeah.
it's we probably didn't matter, but no, phenomenal race, man, and to come back from where you were after the spin at the start, it definitely wins you my driver of the day this week as well. So congratulations.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That is obviously the most coveted award of all of them.
Yeah.
You'd rather have that than the P2 and the 18 points, of
Yeah,
course. So, but we're going on a bit now, so I don't want the stream to go on too much longer. So, just a quick one, guys. Then, so Carsey, Singapore next week. Favourite?
Singapore last year was my best track. I haven't actually played it once this year yet, so I have no idea. I had world record at Singapore last year for a while,
Brilliant.
but
Oh,
Brilliant.
I'm so happy to hear that because the track is absolutely the same as last year, mate. It's no different.
is it okay? But I need to learn it without line, which I think is going to be difficult because there's so many
yeah,
corners.
Yeah,
So
there
I'll
is.
get in practice when I can. But last year it was quite a bit my best track.
Cool. So we look forward to that. You well? What's you love these closed-in street tracks, don't
Yeah,
you?
I do. Should be quite fun. Yeah, I'd
Could be quite fun.
be alright.
Could be quite fun, or it could be a nightmare. I think it would be quite fun because people tend to dread these tracks, and then they're maybe a
Yeah.
little bit more careful than at open tracks, and they actually turn out to be good races in the end. So I'm hopeful of it. What about you, Mr. Reed? Is it a good one for you?
Yeah, I like the fact that it's slow speed corners, where Baku, you're more likely to run into a bit of trouble, whereas for Singapore, as I say, slow speed, so you have a better chance of maybe surviving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've already got a good foundation there on the TT, so I'll try and work on that a wee bit. But definitely enjoy that course very, very much. I'm not looking forward to
Cool.
the America one after it or whatever it is. So I'll make the most of the Singapore one because I like it.
No worries. Okay, and you, Mr. Strady.
Uh, Singapore, I'm pretty decent around, so pretty enjoy Singapore.
Cool. So it should be a good one for you as well. Excellent. That's good news. And I'm racing it tomorrow night in my realistic Williams, so I look forward to that.
Good luck, man.
I would show up.
So,
I wouldn't show
hey,
up if I'm racing Singapore in a realistic Williams, mate.
hey,
I
mate.
just wouldn't be
I had
there.
Imola last week in my realistic Williams, and it's a really strong lead with all the fastest drivers are in the fastest cars and all that. And I ended up after penalties. I ended up P6. I am like it's
Oh,
like
fair play.
winning 100 races all in one.
Just wondering if you're
Yeah.
saying all the fastest drivers are in the fastest cars, is that an insult to yourself?
I think it is, to be quite
Being
honest.
put in the
Yeah,
Williams?
It's more because all the team bosses don't like me, so I just got
Well, what's wrong with them?
ended up in the Williams.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know, mate. I don't, mate. I'm lovely, so I just don't know. That's But in a way, we're chatting on and on and on. Guys, as always, well done to all of you on your podiums, or wherever it all finishes out in the end. People that have been watching the stream, we hit nearly 30 viewers at one point, so thank you very much to all of
lovely.
you.
Yeah, Hilly, do you mind
Really
if I just
appreciate it.
do you mind if I say
Yeah.
something here? Thank you to all you lads. I really appreciate it. You're all great fellas. And thank you to family and friends that are supporting me as well doing it. So thank you to everybody, basically.
Okay, nice. Didn't even mention the commentator, but yeah, no, that's very nice.
Oh no, you're undisputed number one, so don't worry.
Thank you. Yeah, so thank you everybody that's watched live. Thank you to everybody that watches the stream back. The numbers have been phenomenal recently. PRF1 did take a bit of a rise up last Friday, so we need to just get the numbers up slightly more because we can't let them get ahead of us. So that's how that works. But yeah, thanks very much to everyone. We'll be back again same time next week, so 8 p.m. next week for Singapore, which should, and well, not should, it will be a great race. So